Caught in the act. What if I told you the Secret Service and President Joe Biden might not be telling the whole truth about a mysterious rooftop encounter? Stay tuned as we unravel the shocking details that they've tried to keep hidden. You won't believe what we uncovered. Investigators are now trying to determine if roof access had been properly secured when the shooter climbed up seemingly unimpeded to a vantage point about 400 feet from the stage where former President Donald Trump was speaking. This raises questions about whether the roof should have been secure, especially given that the building in question had a sloped roof that presented safety concerns for placing personnel. The decision was made to secure the building from the inside, leading to scrutiny and controversy over this choice. An email from Dan Bongino suggests that the roof was intended to be a police post, but there was a failure in presence and communication. According to Bongino, the Secret Service director was instructed to keep silent about the incident, hinting at a cover-up. Donald Trump Jr. expressed disbelief at the excuses given, highlighting a significant failure in security. Footage has surfaced showing the difficulty police had in accessing the roof, with officers unable to breach a fence for several minutes, leading to a chaotic and inadequate response. This delay in response and the lack of proper contingency plans have fueled criticism of the security measures in place. Donald Trump Jr. and others have called for accountability, demanding resignations over the security failures. The Secret Service director has faced intense scrutiny, and there are growing calls for her resignation. Despite assurances from President Joe Biden and other officials about ongoing reviews and investigations, public trust remains shaken. New images and details from the investigation reveal that the alleged shooter, Thomas Crooks, was identified as a person of interest an hour before the shots were fired. Crooks approached security, but backed away upon seeing magnetometers disappearing into the crowd. The Secret Service spotted him on the roof 20 minutes before he fired at Trump, raising questions about their response time. Authorities are now looking into how Crooks was able to access the roof unnoticed, despite security measures in place. The FBI, now leading the investigation, is examining the security lapses and why the building was outside the security perimeter. President Biden has directed a review of the security measures, and lawmakers are demanding answers and accountability from the Secret Service and other agencies involved. Law enforcement sources indicate that the Secret Service requested additional police presence at the rally, but the request was denied. Officers were stationed inside the complex, but failed to notice Crooks climbing onto the roof. Crooks had researched both Trump and President Biden, indicating a broader threat that went undetected. Republican and Democratic lawmakers are pushing for a full investigation into the incident, with calls for testimony from the Secret Service, DHS, and the FBI. There are demands for an independent review of security protocols and whether the Secret Service had adequate resources to protect Trump. House committees are requesting documents and briefings on the incident, seeking to understand the failures that led to the near assassination. Proposals for enhanced protection for presidential candidates are being considered, as security concerns for future events are heightened. The Secret Service has denied rumors that they rejected requests for more security, emphasizing that protective resources were increased in response to the campaign's needs. The FBI also denied claims of denied security requests. This incident highlights broader issues within the Secret Service, which has faced multiple security breaches in recent years. Recent lapses include an intruder gaining access to the home of a White House official and the January 6th insurrection, where security failures were prominent. The Secret Service relies heavily on intelligence from other agencies to determine security postures, emphasizing the need for robust and coordinated security measures to prevent such incidents in the future. In the wake of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, there are widespread concerns and questions about how a sniper was able to obtain rooftop access roughly 150 meters from the former president's position at the podium at an outdoor rally. Sources have described the shooting as coming from the 3 o'clock position of Trump's podium location, with shots coming from his right side. Seconds after gunfire rang out, Secret Service counter-assault snipers began shooting the suspect, who was found on top of a roof. Notably, the shooter's location was outside the security perimeter, raising questions about both the size of the perimeter and efforts to sweep and secure the American Glass Research Building, and how the shooter was able to obtain rooftop access. President Joe Biden said Sunday he has directed U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle to review all security measures for the Republican National Convention. I've directed an independent review of the national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened. And I'll share the results of that independent review with the American people, Biden said. Law enforcement sources say that part of the aftermath will include a review of whether the Secret Service had enough assets to protect Trump days ahead of officially becoming the Republican presidential nominee, and whether procedures were followed to conduct security sweeps of the building that offered a vantage point for the alleged shooter. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe said on CNN's State of the Union Sunday morning, "When you look at that map, it so clearly points to those buildings that are within it, clearly within shooting range. It is not yet clear how the shooter was able to obtain rooftop access in relatively close proximity, or why that building was left outside the hard security perimeter. The FBI is now the lead agency investigating the attempted assassination, but the security lapse issue will be for the Department of Homeland Security and USSS, as well as Congress, to look into." Witnesses have also told reporters that they saw a person fitting the description of the alleged shooter carrying a rifle outside the security cordon of the rally before the shooting. The shooter was spotted by local law enforcement, who thought he might have been acting suspiciously near the event magnetometers on Saturday, according to a senior law enforcement official. They put it out over their radio to keep an eye on him, and that information was passed to Secret Service as well, according to the source. Multiple law enforcement sources told CNN that the shooter had explosive material in his car and residence. The Secret Service does not allow any weapons inside the cordoned-off areas of any event. Authorities have identified the gunman involved in the attack as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was killed by Secret Service agents at the scene after the shooting. Multiple law enforcement sources with in-depth knowledge of Secret Service operations have told CNN counter-sniper teams have wide discretion when shooting down a threat. The Secret Service says there were 4 counter-sniper teams, 2 from USSS and 2 from local law enforcement. The agency says that, at the time of the shooting, Cheatle was in Milwaukee, where this week's Republican National Convention is being held. Cheatle, according to the New York Times, sent a memo on Sunday, praising the agents who were with Trump at the rally Saturday for moving quickly and neutralizing the threat. Thanks for watching. If you found this reveal as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more breaking news and hidden truths. Drop a comment below with your thoughts and stay tuned for our next expose.